All right, Sagittarius, you are up. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's go ahead and get your card. That's my deck. All right, this is for Sag. 1 second. Okay. What do we have for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. All right, we have the I feel terrible for hurting you card. Okay. Well, Sagittarius, this card definitely is delivering a heartfelt message. Somebody feels terrible for hurting you. This person definitely is feeling regret and the need for healing. Whether it's you or someone in your energy, there's definitely a feeling of remorse. It is, it's a moment to acknowledge hurt, maybe reflect on some lessons from, that was learned or still being learned now, or move, toward forgiveness or closure. So let's go ahead and break this down in three perspectives: single, potential, existing, and XO flames, and see what's going on. And we're going to start with my Sagittarius singles. So I feel that this is definitely lingering guilt or unresolved emotions from a past connection. You're holding on to regret for how things ended with someone, or even blaming yourself for not seeing red flags sooner. That's legit and that's very valid. I've said this and other single potentials, depending on the card. When you're holding on to this, it blocks you from fully embracing new opportunities of love. So, for example, you ended something casual abruptly because it didn't feel right. But now you're questioning whether maybe you could have handled things differently, or perhaps you ghosted someone and you feel guilty about how it may have affected them because they, let you know that, either or, whether you did the hurting or you were hurt. The one time you decided to commit and do all of that, it didn't go the way you wanted it to go. I'm sensing right now, first, I'm going to tell you that you need to release this guilt, and focus on your self forgiveness. Forgiving yourself, give yourself some grace. I'm picking up on the past was rocky. There was definitely some hurting going on either side, you to them to you. I want to tell you that you can't change the past, but you can grow from it, Sagittarius Collective. So, take the time to reflect. And if it feels appropriate, consider reaching out with that apology so you can close it, or acknowledgement to clear the air, even though you're not with this individual anymore. If it's bothering you that much, just say what you have to say. A lot of people, feels like, oh, it's over with. I don't have to say this. There's nothing left to be said. But then they walk around with these lingering emotions and unresolved things because they felt that based upon, and I'm going to say this, and I know that I've been guilty of this, but I have definitely learned. People's behaviors betray what they really think and what they really feel. So I definitely understand that we're human, and they showed you a behavior. That behavior, we take that for face value and then we're gone. But, even if we were hurt, the person that's doing the hurting is usually hurting as well. I'm not saying, anything other than what the message is stating. If you're holding on to lingering guilt or unresolved emotions from a past connection, then maybe if it feels right, consider reaching out with an apology to get that up off your chest. Is all I'm saying. I think right now, what's an appropriate tarot card for this situation would be Judgment. Reflection and forgiveness and personal growth. There's, being accountable for your actions and wanting to renew that, atoning, like saying, absolution. I want to right my wrongs. I've changed. I look at this from a different perspective now, things of that nature. This could be a moment of renewal for some of you guys if this is what you want to do. And, when it comes down to the karma, you may still get it, but at least you went back and righted the situation and didn't leave it in a state of wrong. You know what I'm saying? That helps So when it comes back around on you, maybe you will get that same grace, okay? And I think I'm gonna assign a number 7 to this, a 7 in numerology, which is talking about like spiritual alignment and introspection. I think that when you're focusing on your healing, it's going to create the space for a fresh start. A lot of individuals, that especially my clients, that hold on to crap from the past and are of the non-speaking variety. We'll leave it at that. They love to sit around and say that they're not affected, but their entire forward movement is based in the past and they wonder why they can't move forward. So please be different from some of my clients and try to move differently. Do the exact opposite of what feels right to garner different results. Moving on to existing relationships. Okay. So there's something that's definitely going on here. I feel, when I feel terrible for hurting you. You guys just came out of a situation. There was some recent conflict, obviously some mistake. It's either you, Sagittarius, or this other person feeling or carrying guilt from that. Someone feels like they let the other one down and is definitely weighing on the connection. For example, maybe there was a heated argument. Some stuff was said in the heat of the moment. Now there's this lingering awkwardness. Someone's mad at the other person. Or maybe, there was something that was forgot. Something I'm picking up on has definitely happened, of course, because that's what the card indicates. But more importantly, it happened recently and you guys just don't know how to move forward together. Of course, I'm picking up on the first thing is that you're going to have a heart-to-heart conversation about it. You're going to have to. If you can't move past it, then that's something different. But if this is an existing relationship and this is an existing conflict, you're going to have to, take responsibility, whoever did the hurting and whoever did this. Obviously, I feel terrible for hurting you. There was someone that was hurt. Can this hurt be fixed is the first thing, I feel like someone is definitely feeling regret, but an honest apology can work wonders in rebuilding trust, but that's just the first step. This does feel like a situation where the trust was broken. The average conflict, there was a heated argument, but that heated argument leads to hurt feelings when there is a behavior that is hurtful. Words hurt, but what these words are for, what's the reason for the words, is really the bigger thing, and I feel like that's what I'm picking up on. It feels like there was a betrayal of trust here. So I think that the first step in rebuilding the trust is to definitely take accountability for this. And I don't see that this is going to resolve itself, or the closeness between you two and understanding is going to be, what's the word? It's not going, first of all, Rome wasn't built in a day, but it's feeling heavy, like the situation can near end this relationship, or maybe that's what's going on. It's one of those standoffs, like, nope, I can't do this. It feels like there was a betrayal of the trust. So much so that I'm feeling like the tarot card that I'm assigning to this situation is definitely the Three of Swords. I'm feeling that this was maybe a third party situation. I am feeling point blank that there was a betrayal. Okay, so you guys let me know. And then I feel that the only way this is going to be, there is not, I'm not going to sit back and, blow smoke and tell you that this is going to be resolved overnight. I don't feel like it. I feel like it's just the beginning. But I do feel like, whoever is the person that's done the hurting, you have to understand that this other individual, whether it's you, Sagittarius, or the other person, you have to understand that this person has their own timeline and it's not going to be fixed overnight. Okay? Pain can be healed through acknowledgement and communication, but one day at a time. My numerology insight here that I think is needed for the situation is definitely a 6. Of course, we're going to be trying to rebalance or bring that balance and harmony back. And apologies and understandings will definitely restore peace in the relationship. Only if the other person, whomever was the person that was hurt, is willing to accept and move on. Okay. Finally, X and old flames. All right. So if you're thinking about an ex or someone from the past, this card is definitely suggesting that they feel remorseful, of course, for how things ended and the pain that they caused. Alternatively, of course, on the flip side of that, this could reflect your own guilt about how you handled the situation, which kind of goes back to the single potentials, okay? Let's just say you've been feeling nostalgic about an ex, like, and memories of like a specific argument or a breakup moment keeps replaying in your head. This is on your heart. Or maybe they've reached out to you recently apologizing for something that they did that hurt you deeply, Sagittarius, because it does go both ways. I believe, of course, that I feel terrible for hurting you card is encouraging you guys to talk about this. In all three situations, a conversation must be had, in my opinion, but you have to kind of, feel the situations out. I feel like, again, approach the situation with clarity. If they reached out to you, ask yourself if reconnecting aligns with your healing journey. If not, like I always say, focus on releasing that guilt that you may be holding and chuck the deuces. You have to forgive yourself, even if the other person won't at some point. If you're trying to take responsibility, that's all you can do. I think the acknowledgement of it for some, depending on the personality type, is huge. A lot of times people just don't want to own up to their stuff, and depending on the personality type and the level of hurt, the first thing you can do is really empathize and understand how that other person feels. It speaks volumes, I'm telling you. So if not, focus on releasing that guilt, like I told you, and resentment that you may still be holding. Forgiveness does not mean rekindling. It simply means setting yourself free from those emotional weights. So I do sense peace and closure for this situation, whether it is through a heartfelt conversation from some of you guys or just forgiving yourself and moving on. I think that the lessons that you learn from this connection is definitely going to guide you different in the future. Let it be healthy, though. Please don't hold on to hurt and make that the basis of a brand new relationship. That's not going to work either. Get that up off you. And sometimes it's hard for us to forgive ourselves because sometimes we just don't think we did anything wrong. You got a lot of personality types out there that, taking accountability feels like driving nails through your arm, with no anesthesia. Well, that's kind of horrible. I don't know where that came from, but you know what I'm saying. It's like the worst thing that you can ever think about doing. Someone just does not want to be held, don't want to hold themselves accountable for anything. That is so annoying to me. But in this particular case, I'm feeling like I'm going to give us the tarot card of the Five of Cups. I definitely feel like there could be some crying over spilled milk here, but let's just say that card does bring guilt and regret, but also hope for moving forward. Focus on opportunities ahead, not spill cups. That's what I want you to do. The insight for this, for numerology, we're going to do a 9, completion, let go. Let's trust that releasing the energy will lead to emotional freedom. That's what we want, and a fresh start. All right, Sagittarius, that concludes the video. Remember, this I feel terrible for hurting you card reminds us, I believe, that healing begins with acknowledgement, which is exactly what I've said. Whether it's forgiving yourself, accepting someone's apology, or creating closure moments for whatever the situation is, you have the strength to release what no longer serves you and step into love with renewed clarity and freedom. If the reading resonated, please like, share, subscribe, and follow the Marvelous Tribe. That used to rhyme. It doesn't anymore. I have to say follow, like, share, subscribe to the Marvelous Tribe, because subscribe and tribe kind of, it rhymes. What are we doing? Anyway, I'd love to hear how you feel about it. And I believe that is it. Until next time, I am Marv signing off and reminding you, Sagittarius, that your spirit is resilient. Okay, your love is adventurous and your future is full of possibilities. Stay blessed, stay marvelous, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.